much for joining us for this taster of the Living Now, Governing with Peace online event, which will take place over the weekend of the 20th to the 22nd of March 2026. And I'll include details of how to register and join us online at the very end. This is an opportunity for you to meet Yanni Charalambous, Kathleen Reily, and myself, Heather Smith, and to learn a little bit more of some of the topics we'll be covering over the course of this weekend. The overall theme of our event will be to explore how we can deepen our awareness of the intelligence within us and the impact that awareness has in creating harmony and presence in our own life, as well as transforming the broader collective. We'll be sharing techniques that enable you to put these principles into practice so that it can be a continual and lived experience. You'll leave this weekend with a clearer understanding of mind or consciousness, how to access that innate power and intelligence, and how to implement this on a daily basis so that it strengthens your political or professional life. It deepens your relationships, whether that's work-based, within your constituency, your community, or your family, and also creates physical well-being and an altogether more harmonious existence. I'll be drawing from the works of the 20th century American mystic Joel Goldsmith to share with you why it's imperative for us to have a clear understanding of consciousness. And I'll show you how we can implement this wisdom so that we function from a more aligned place of being. And I'll tell you more about Joel and his writings to give you context as we go along. Yanni will be drawing from the teachings of Ho'oponopono, and he'll explain how effective leadership arises from inner illness, which he calls a zero state, so that we're not functioning and making decisions by reacting to situations, but instead from a place of being innately inspired. And then I'll hand you over to Kathleen, who'll be sharing with us her research into neuroscience, which confirms what mystics have long been pointing to, that when the mind is still and the heart is coherent, intelligence flows unobstructed. And that means compassion, insight, and discernment can arise naturally within your political or professional domain. But before I hand over to Yanni and Kathleen now, I'd like to leave you with a very brief and simple illustration of how we can experience the impact of conscious awareness and continue to practice that after this reel to see the cumulative impact on our lives. So I invite you to put aside just a few moments with me now to become aware of the invisible part of yourself where your head and your face appear to be. If you turn your attention inwards, look at where your face is, and you'll notice that you can't see yourself, can you? But of course you know that you're there. What you sense is an invisibleness where your head seems to be, that's actually larger and more expansive than who you think you are. And if you close your eyes, it looks as though it's darkness there, or you may perhaps be aware of a light radiating through you. Either way, I invite you to pause and just listen. Listen within. You may be aware of a or a fizzing sound, or maybe nothing at all, and that's perfectly okay. So let's just pause together very briefly now and listen. Thank you. For that brief moment, you've become consciously aware of life radiating through you, and you've allowed that affection to flow through and express as your experience. I'll leave you with that powerful thought, and I'm going to hand over to Yanni now. Thank you, Yanni.
Thank you, Heather. And yes, getting back to that pure state of consciousness, zero state, nothingness, is what Ho'oponopono is all about too, which is a Hawaiian clearing method to correct and set right whatever is going on within us, within the subconscious, to take that responsibility to let go of all thoughts, words, deeds and actions that we have created, accepted and accumulated from eons of time to the present moment, to be aware of whatever we're reacting to the past errors, spiritually, mentally, physically, materially, financially, and especially the karmic ties that we have. Ho'oponopono can help you with your business, within your personal life. It's a problem-solving method for whatever is going on within that we've attracted. So thus being aware to take that responsibility begins with us. And thus, to take the responsibility on a conscious level to forgive, love, repent, and heal the memories, so we can get back to that zero state, pureness, nothingness, and thus go into deep meditation to be inspired. And then we take action for whatever situations that we want to resolve. Again, be it within our business, within our personal lives. So it's all about taking that responsibility for whatever shows up with this Hawaiian clearing method to correct, to set it right, to make amends, thus to get back to that pure state of nothingness. Thank you, Heather, and I'll hand you over to Kathleen.
Gosh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Yanni. Thank you, Heather. When we are making decisions, particularly at a government level, from a state of survival, right? There's fear involved, there's stress, there's polarization. We are not making choices from a sound level of mind. We're making choices from the habitual state of stress. And the body becomes addicted very quickly to the hormones of stress as we continue to engage the cycle of thinking anxious thoughts, really low-grade thoughts. They don't necessarily have to be anxious. They can be fear-based thoughts, worry-based thoughts, even thoughts that are rooted in polarization between one party or another. When we are trapped in that thinking feeling cycle, we're only able to make decisions regarding our constituents, regarding our states, our regions, our nation, and the world from a level of intelligence, a level of awareness that is rooted in survival. My work focuses a great deal on teaching individuals how to actually move out of survival-based decision-making into what I would call unified creation-based decision-making. We do this through utilizing heart-brain coherence meditation and training heart rate variability, which is an indicator for longevity and overall physical health, by actually utilizing certain breath mechanisms and utilizing the presence of the mind. And you'll see that through all three of our methods in this brilliant seminar, you'll see that we all start in the stillness, in that eternal state of nothing, no thoughts. And as we begin in that state, then we're able to clear the outer world, places, things, people, all those particular stimuli that activates the ongoing stress response. And as you learn to entrain the heart, open the heart and train it through meditation to the brain, you begin to create a new brain. Really, you begin to create a new level of intelligence, and it's as if you're operating, you're making decisions from a heart-brain intelligence. And there's a tremendous amount of research to support the process of utilizing neuroplasticity, that is to build new neurocircuitry in the brain and body that sustains a higher level of awareness and intelligence. There's a tremendous amount of research that I'll go into in our seminar, and I will deliver very actionable steps 1, 2, 3 in order to build a sustained level of mind, level of awareness. And so thank you so much for your attention and your presence. And Heather, I'll let you close out our sharing here.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Yanni. So as you can see, we're very much looking forward to sharing this. And I've included details on how to register in the description. You're welcome to email me if you have any questions or anything you'd specifically like us to cover over the course of this weekend. You're also welcome to contact any of us privately if you'd prefer to have a more confidential session. All our contact details are in the description. Thank you, and we're very much looking forward to seeing you in March.